So before Christmas, I did a video on my home network setup. Now I'm working from home. It's changed quite a bit since then, so I thought I'd do a quick update video. So let's take a look at what's changed. We now have 10 gig network and we are no longer limited to slow DSL speeds because I now have fibre to the premises. Let's take a look at what's changed. Okay, so my primary internet is now supplied by an FTTP connection from BT. This has also got a DC UPS, so I get about 4 hours of backup. I've tested 4 hours, so I get about 4 hours of backup time from that UPS. And in my downstairs network cupboard, I just have a PoE switch that's a Ubiquiti 8 ports PoE Lite, so that gives you 4 PoE ports, 4 non-PoE ports. That also has the CCTV cameras. There's a Raspberry Pi which is for future use, which I'm not using at the moment. Cupboard's a mess. It's also got my network tools in. There is the Philips Hue hub for some of the smart lights. I actually only have 2 Philips Hue bulbs at the moment. I still need to change them just to get rid of the hub. And powered from this switch as well, there is one switch which sits at my TV that is PoE powered, so that one gets power from the switch upstream. It plugs into the TV, which is only 100 meg, and it plugs into the Raspberry Pi, which runs my Home Assistant with a Zigbee adapter for my smart home. The smart home also has some movement sensors and temperature sensors. So my backup internet connection, if we take a look out the window, is supplied by a Ubiquiti Nanobeam AC Lite, which gets its internet from a friend's house right over there using a different ISP. So we have ISP redundancy, and that link gives me approximately 250 megabits per second. I also have a third backup if I need it. I've got a 4G router which can give me about 20 megabits if I need it. At the moment, that's just got a SIM card in it. I don't pay for that, but I can activate it at any time if I need it. It takes me about 10 minutes. And the primary network is all supplied from this cupboard here. So first we have the wireless, which is now it's the Ubiquiti AC Lite. It gives me about 300 to 400 megabits per second over wireless, which is plenty. I use that for wireless streaming on the VR as well. And inside here is a network cupboard, network cupboard. We have a little this is Zigbee temperature sensor just to keep the temperature in here. There's also a 12-volt fan in the back which keeps it nice and cool. Primary switch, we have a Ubiquiti 16-port PoE Lite. Gives me 16 PoE ports, 16 non-PoE ports. That powers the access point, some PoE phones. The router is the EdgeRouterX, the Ubiquiti EdgeRouterX. Primary in is my fibre connection. Secondary in is the Nanobeam, and there is a connection to the LAN, and that is just a PoE in. That also has a 24-volt PoE UPS DC powered, which sits there. That keeps the router powered. The router and the backup internet powered for, gives me about 3 to 4 hours tested. There is also a Synology. The Synology currently has a 16 terabyte and a 5 terabyte drive in it. It's been upgraded to 32 gig of RAM, and it has a quad-core processor. So this, and now as well as my servers, this runs my Linux servers and any computers that I want to keep running all the time. It's also got the 10 gigabit network card in it. There's also an external 12 terabyte drive in there, which is just at the moment storing GoPro videos and drone videos. It used to be plugged in my PC, but this just means it's accessible everywhere. And just on the side, we have a Ubiquiti Flex 10 gigabit switch. This has a gigabit connection back to the main network. That's also PoE powered, so this doesn't require its own power. And 3 ports at the moment connected. This one's not connected. 3 ports currently connected. One of them is my PC, which is 10 gigabit. One of them is my laptop dock for my Mac, which is also, it's a 10 gigabit connection, but it only has a 2.5 gigabit card in at the moment. And the other one connects into the Synology to give full 10 gigabit networking to the PCs. So there you have it. That's what my network looks like now. Being a permanent home worker now, it's important for me to have a reliable internet connection that I can rely on. As long as my laptop's charged, this means that I can pretty much keep my network up for as long as my laptop battery will last. One thing that I didn't mention is there is also a AC UPS which just keeps the Synology and the network switch powered. The Synology shuts down when the power fails. That keeps a few bits and pieces still running, but that only lasts about an hour and a half, so that's the limiting factor in it at the moment. I do like the Ubiquiti gear. We install it as many places as we can. Currently, I believe our controller manages about 60 access points, and the point-to-point networks that I use for my backup internet, we currently have 4 of them installed between different places. The shortest one we've got is about 15 meters, which just connects 2 buildings across a road, and the longest one we've got is about 1.5 miles, which connects a farm to the nearest fiber enabled location that we had. That can pull about 100 meg, which is better than they can get. This has become less important now because now you have things like Starlink, and Starlink is a fairly cheap alternative that will give you high speeds anywhere. But that is something I've not tried yet, so if you've tried it, leave a comment, let me know how it is. What sort of speed tests do you get? Is Starlink as congested now as people thought it was going to be? When it first came out, everyone was getting great speeds, but now that there's more people using it, has it degraded? Let me know. I'll leave it at that.